All right, guys, this is MobileGamerNerd, and we are back with another Raid Shadow Legends free-to-play mystery shard only run video. Today we are going to be talking about early game dungeons and some teams, well, really just one team, basically, for each dungeon that are easy to acquire, that'll let you get through these fights fairly easily. Now, remember, my teams are a lot stronger as at this point, but I was doing exactly what you're doing at this point in the game. I was trying to get through these fights. I was using the heroes that I had. And I'm going to show you teams that will get you up till, we're talking probably around stage 15 or 16 of the dungeons. After that, you're going to have to probably start bringing in some other heroes. There's a few exceptions to that. But otherwise, you can get through any one of these dungeons with very easy to acquire heroes. And I will show you how you can get them, where you can get them, and what you can do to get through these fights. Now, remember, if you're starting the game this week, all right, it's going to take you some time to get these heroes. So this might be a month into the game. This might be 2 months. I don't know. It depends on your time frame, how long it takes you, and how long you're playing, and how much you play a day. I mean, if you're not playing every day, then yeah, it's going to be a little bit harder to acquire these teams and get them in some gear that'll help. Now, my teams are severely overpowered, so you're going to see them do a lot more damage. But I promise you, if you build your heroes, you will get to that point. All right. So let's look at each team, each dungeon one by one. Now, we're only doing the 5 basic teams, 5 basic dungeons today. We're not doing Shogun and all that nonsense. Now, we're going to look at basically, we'll try to go for stage 16. 15 sometimes is, it's easier, but whatever. So, Dragon is easy. All right, Dragon's the easiest one. You can do this with literally your basic heroes that everyone gets. Oops, I'll hide this. So, we'll do this one first because it's easy. Let's get into here. Let's find our girls. Who are we missing? We are missing Diabolist and we are missing Valerie, which I think I already passed. She's actually very strong. There we go. All right, so couple things here to note. These are all farmable heroes except for Kale. Kale you get from the beginning. You should have picked him anyway. If you didn't pick him, well, then you're going to use Golem or whoever else you want. Just because everyone uses Kale, and there's a few of you out there who don't, for this one, we will do something different. We'll bring in Elhain, all right? It literally doesn't matter which one you do, all right? However, Kale was the best one for this. He's the best one for everything, all right? So there we go. We got our team. Spirit Host you can get from the campaign in stage 4. You can just farm there and get her. War Maiden you can get from stage 9. You can farm her in campaign. Diabolist you can get in stage 12. You can farm her there. And Valerie you can farm in the first area of the game. You can also get Conqueror, who is also on this list of heroes we're going to be using today. So let's try it out. Now, why does it work? In case you decide you don't want to use these heroes. It works because you've got everything you need in this team, all right? You've got a speed hero, all right? That is basically Diablo. She can increase turn meter. She can lower turn meter. You've got defense down. You've got that on War Maiden, who can do defense down on the whole team. You've got attack up from Spirit Host, and she also heals herself. She's very good at keeping herself alive. We've got Valerie, who does put up shields. And she also will increase the rate of the length of your buffs. She'll decrease the length of debuffs, and she can heal your team. And then you've got your damage dealer, which is pretty much either anyone you want, Golem, Elhain, Kale, or even Aethel. I think Aethel would probably be better in this fight, and maybe Fire Knight. Other than that, I wouldn't really choose her. So if you did choose her, I'm sorry. But otherwise, yeah, any one of them can do it. It's just going to be a little bit harder with certain ones, okay? And as you can see, they can stay alive pretty well. They can get that shield down. There's nothing really going on here. And we do have advanced gear, but we don't have stupid advanced gear. Like, I know that right now, I think Elhain is probably my least geared hero right now out of everyone. I do have some awakenings on some heroes and things like that. That definitely helps. But once again, we weren't beating stage 16 in the first month. So it just depends on what you're trying to do and how fast you're trying to do it. Obviously, if you're summoning and you're trying to beat these things quicker, and you're a speed demon, you're in a rush to get to the end of Raid Shadow Legends, yeah, you're probably going to want to use different heroes, and there's plenty of heroes that can do this better. This is for your regular person who just wants to kind of beat things and is having trouble. So there you go. We were able to do it. Elhain put up the most damage, 562,000. Any one of the starting 5 can do that, and any one of the starting heroes can be put in here as your damage dealer. It is fine. We'll go back in and look at their gear and everything just so you can kind of see how overpowered we are comparative to what you are at the end of this. So there we go. That's the Dragon. Now, Dragon's the easiest one outside of the Minotaur. Now, Minotaur, you just need really 4 heroes that can do the job. So we'll take these guys out. Normally, you'll bring in Kale, but for this one, we will do a different one. We will bring in, we'll bring in Elhain. Aethel. We'll bring her in because why not? Now, in here, You can pretty much use anyone you want, if I'm being completely honest. As long as they can stay alive, you're fine. So we'll bring Valerie. This is more of a defensive team. And then we'll bring in Aethel as our damage dealer. And then we'll bring in her. Now, we're only going to do it with 4 heroes. Reason being is you need to be able to beat Minotaur 15 with 4 heroes, right? And that really goes for almost any of these dungeons as you're leveling them. But you need to be able to do this with 4 heroes because you want to be able to bring in your 5th to level them up and get their scrolls at the same time, like all at once. Because it's a lot easier to level up 1 hero at a time than it is to level up 5 or 6 heroes. Masteries all at once. It takes a lot longer. You're going to feel kind of burnt out by it. So that's why I do one at a time. Now, hopefully they don't kill Aethel. Like I said, I don't bring Aethel in here often. So this is just as much a test for my team as it is for yours. But as you can see, they can handle this pretty well. You've got your shields. You've got everything. Now, if you got your shield set on Spirit Host, like I told you in the beginning of this, in way back in the day when I was doing my champion spotlights and we were doing the starting 5, if you got your shield set on her, you're in good shape. If you don't have a shield set for Valerie, well, hopefully you will get through one of the forge passes. You can get it, or you may have to just farm early game Fire Knight and just get yourself some shield pieces for Valerie as well. But HP should be more than enough for Valerie because she does put up her own shields. The extra shield just helps in keeping your team alive longer. It's not necessary for Valerie, and I didn't use it early on anyway. I just had her in the HP set that you get from the beginning of the game. So, yeah. Now, this team, obviously, in the beginning, you're going to beat whatever you can beat. So beat level whatever. If you're up to level 10, then you're on level 10. Like whatever, that's fine. You just farm level 10 until you can farm level 15. You just keep going, keep getting new gear, keep leveling up, keep finding new stuff, keep going like that. Eventually, you're going to switch out gear every time, and you're going to win. So Minotaur is real easy. You can do it with all the heroes. Once again, these are all farmable. And Aethel, you can choose as your starter, or you can pick any other starter. They'll all be able to do it. She is by far the weakest one out of all of them, except for Fire Knight. And yeah, I wouldn't waste my time. So there you go. That is Mr. Minotaur. Now, we're going to start getting into some more of the fun stuff. Now, realistically, you can just do this with the starting 5 heroes. So that means your main hero, these 3, and you can bring Diablos in here. It's fine. However, if you're having trouble for some reason, you can make life easier, and you could bring in Conqueror, and you could build Armiger. Armiger is a hero you can literally buy from the shop whenever he pops up. You're going to get him from summoning mystery shards. You're going to get him from everything. So he's really easy to get. He's really easy to max his skills. Conqueror, you can literally farm in the first part of the game, and I told you guys in a few of my videos, Conqueror is not good, but he is good early game. And when I say early game, I mean up till like around stage 16. Eventually, he's going to start dying. All right, now in here, he does die. Just to be clear, last time we ran this, he actually did die on the final boss, but it doesn't matter because, and the reason the only reason he's dying is because we're killing the boss too fast and we're getting hit with multiple attacks in a row, like in quick succession. So he's not going to survive. And that's why you're going to see why I think Armiger is a better choice here, because he's a defensive hero. So he can last a little bit longer. All right. So, but if you want to bring both of them in and make your life a little bit easier, then that's better. But now the thing is too, is that this is on auto. So if you want it to be a little more efficient, yeah, you might have to not auto it and just use block revive on the ads and then just put it on auto. But if you're actually trying to farm this on auto, then I would just let it go and hope for the best. Maybe you get lucky. The last run we just did, I got real lucky. They were able to block revive right from the first round, and those 2 guys are just gone. So let's see how they do this time. So we're on the boss. Now, Conqueror has a block revive. Hopefully, okay, so now look, he's going to do, he didn't do later rest. Last time, that's where he did later rest, and then we had Conqueror come in right here and do purge. So there we go. We got 1 blocked already. And hopefully it's enough. He's going to revive the other one. Between the 2 of them, we're hoping that we can get one of those gone, which is actually kind of good because now they're going to focus on the ads anyway and kind of slow things down a bit. As long as they can kill the ad, it's actually going to slow the fight down a little bit and make it a little bit easier for you. And the funny thing is turn meter reduction here does not help. All right, just to be clear, it doesn't help you in the fight because reducing his turn meter doesn't stop his main attack, which is what the problem is. All right, let's see if we can get another block revive. Purge, boom, block revive. So now, no more ads, problem solved. Now, if we can get a shield up from Valerie before these guys start killing them, see what I mean? They hit really hard. So you're going to see Conqueror just go kaput. But look at Armiger's health, an uncommon. He's nowhere near as close to dying. Boom, dead. See what I mean? So now hopefully we can get some shields. There you go. And now they'll just take the boss down. But Conqueror is weak, and that's why I say this in a lot of my videos. He's just not defensive enough to survive. Now, does that mean you shouldn't use him? No, we just used him right there, and we won. And we were able to block both the ads from reviving, and it works. So who cares if he dies? The whole point here is the win, right? That's what you want. You want to win, and that's what we got. Now, Conqueror, like I said, you farm from the first stage of the game. He's really easy to get, really easy to build. He's kind of a one-trick pony. You basically just need to give him a ton of attack and crit damage if you got it. Give him some speed so he can maybe go fast. If you want to get real crazy and you found some gear that's good in like a healing set or regen or something like that, maybe you can keep him alive if you do that. But for right now, just make him strong. That's it. He doesn't need to heal. He doesn't need anything. And remember, we don't even have a healer on this team outside of Valerie. She only puts up a shield every like 30 minutes. So you can do this without a healer. But if you bring in a better healer, like say Apothecary or I don't know, even what's her name, War Priest or Mother Superior, anyone who can heal a significant amount of HP to one hero quickly would probably keep him alive in this fight. I'm just showing you the bare minimum of how to beat these things, and that's it. So there you go. That is Ice Golem. You got your block revive heroes, and you've got heroes that can do some damage and keep you alive and give you some attack up. Very good. So now we are through the first 3 dungeons. Now we're going to go look at the ones that everyone hates, because God knows I hate them too. Now these require a little bit more. We'll just go with that. Now stage 16 is just going to be longer. I don't think it's necessary that we do it. So we're going to go into 15. Now, Spider requires some different things. Now, if you are a summoner and you have heroes like, I don't know, that new legendary Dragon Hunter guy, who else? Artak might be good in here because he has HP burns. If you got Drex already, obviously you're not going to need this team. But there's definitely a lot of heroes you could use here. This team works the best for me, and it's mainly because turn meter manipulation is your friend in Spider. It's always going to be your friend in Spider, because if the boss can't take a turn, then you don't have to worry about anything, because the whole reason that this fight is hard is because the boss can heal himself back up by sucking the little baby spiders up. Now, the second problem you have in here is having a tank that can handle the little baby spiders. We have that in Zephyr Sniper, who is a uncommon hero. Very easy to acquire hero. You can get her pretty much just from farming, I believe. If not, she'll pop up in the shop, or from summoning mystery shards. You will get her, and you can max her skills out. She's a defensive hero, just like Armiger, all right? Both of them are defense-based heroes. You can level them up with as much defense as you want, and that will also make them stronger. They don't need crit damage. Armiger will need crit damage later in the game, but Zephyr doesn't need crit damage. She doesn't need crit anything. Crit rate works just because it'll heal her up more, seeing all those crits. That'll give her a lot more HP, but from what I've seen, even if she doesn't crit, she heals herself back up. So you really could conceivably just ignore crit and crit damage altogether and just put as much defense on her as you can. You could put her in a regen set, whatever you want to do. I have her in lifesteal because it's a lot easier to keep it going. She's got the lowest health on the team at like 29,000, I think. So essentially, she's not going to heal that much from a regen set anyway. And if you're using lifesteal, even if she does 4K damage, she's going to heal herself back up to full. Because look at that. She's hitting all the spiders at once. So this is a good team. Resistance will be a little useful on this specific team, because the spiders do poison. And if she gets poisoned too many times, she may end up dying, because there's no one here that can remove any debuffs. Now, there is someone, Acolyte, who's really good. Rare you can get from summoning. He does remove debuffs. You've got, obviously, Spirit Host here who can do that. We've got a few different heroes that have removal of debuffs, and Acolyte actually does have a turn meter reduction as well, so he's kind of good. There's Elfguard, who is an uncommon, who can help you out in here. There's definitely a few heroes in Spider that can help you get through these fights. Now, one thing to note is Spider is unique in the sense that you will probably have to change your team around often, all right, to make this team work. And reason being is because the spiders are going to target different people every time. All right. And unless you use a team like this, where your team is all one affinity, because then they're always going to go for the lowest HP, which means Zephyr's going to work. All right. So just be careful with which affinities you bring in, and make sure that whichever affinity is the weak affinity to the spider, that's the one that you're going to have to make sure has the lowest health, and that's the one that's going to be able to regen and heal himself back up. Now, Zephyr's skill is that she can attack over and over again with an AoE on her main hit. It is conceivable you could pick literally any hero in the game that has a AoE on their A1 and just turn off all their other skills, put them in lifesteal, and this will work, okay? As long as they're defensive enough. They have to be strong enough to not get killed. But there you go. Block Revive, Spider's dead, all right? You got Soulbond Boyer and Crimson Slayer, who are the only two that you will need to summon for. But you can get them from Mystery Shards. I got them from Mystery Shards, which means if you're summoning regular shards, more than likely you will get one of these heroes, all right? If you don't have these heroes, there's plenty of heroes that do turn meter manipulation, like I said before. I can think of at least a bunch off the top of my head. If you have Cold Heart, obviously, if you're summoning Voids, but otherwise you have Elfguard, you've got Acolyte, you've got, who else does turn meter? You can put it in their masteries if you want, where their first hit does turn meter reduction. There's plenty of things you can do. You can also speed up if you're having trouble and you don't have anyone else. You can literally just speed up Armiger to insane speed, and he'll just keep and turn off his block revive attack, and you can literally just nonstop turn meter reduction. Honestly, I guarantee you, if you put enough speed on him, you could probably basically keep the spider from taking an attack ever. But that's the heroes that we use for this. And funny enough, this is almost the exact team that we're going to use. Actually, I think it is the exact team that we're going to use for the Fire Knight. So let's get out of here. Up to stage 16 in Fire Knight. Like I said, this is basically just showing you the heroes you can use to get through them. All right, we're not going to use hard mode. We're going into normal. We did beat hard. So let's go down to 16. All right, so now this is a Void team. We are going to go into here. I don't know why that was that team. What did I use for Fire Knight? Fire Knight 17. Yep, the Fire Knight 17 is a little bit different. All right, the only thing that changed is Zephyr. All right, so we're going to bring these guys in. So now Zephyr's gone, and now you've got Valerie back. Now, if you didn't notice, Valerie shows herself in every single fight. All right. Now, this team will get you through this. We're going to do another team, which I've shown many times, but this team will get you through it. It's the same team you had from the Spider, and then we've got Apothecary. Reason being is he speeds your team up, and he can heal, and he's got a defense lead. If you have any other hero that does that, it's fine. Like, he's the only one out of all of this that's probably not necessary. He is really good, though, because he keeps your team going. All right, so let's see. Now, there's also some things to note on the AI for these teams. Fire Knight and Spider require you to use your turn meter manipulation skills first. So you're going to have to go into your team settings on AI and make it so that your heroes will always use their turn meter manipulation skills. All right, because if you don't, what's going to end up happening is you are going to just not use it. Uh-oh, this is bad. We got some bad things happening right now. But actually, he used the unkillable on that guy, so we're fine. But the turn meter manipulation is going to mess this up. We shouldn't have done 16. I forgot. 15 is probably a better option. I forgot that there's unkillable stuff in here. We're going to sleep him. All right, we'll just keep attacking this guy. And we're going to let this guy get a turn. I forgot that there's unkillable in here. And there's no quest to beat 16, just so you know. All right. There we go. All right. He's back in action. Let's kill this guy. So he's dead. There's no more unkillable. We're going to use block revive because we don't want him to turn meter reduce. There we go. Dead. Oh, I slept him. Did I do turn meter reduction? I don't know what I did there. I should have did something else here. Let's heal up a little bit. You know what? We're just going to go into a different fight because this is stupid. I want it to auto. Let's get out of here. Stage selection. Go into stage 15. There we go. 15's fine. We don't want any unkillable. We don't want to deal with unkillable stuff. Unkillable is for this team works on unkillable, like you just saw. Like I could have gotten through it, but I wanted to show it on auto. So I'm going to be picky about this one. Now, affinity is going to play a part in this also, not in the same way that affinity plays a part in Spider. Spider, your affinity plays a part because you need to be able to not have your tank die, and if you have the wrong affinity, you're going to have some trouble. All right, so in here, your affinity is going to matter from accuracy, because if your accuracy isn't high, you're not going to be able to do turn meter reduction on the boss. Now, it goes blue is strong against green, which is, if you didn't notice, 90% of my team right now. That means this fight is going to be a little bit slower than one where I am the correct affinity. All right. Now, stage 15 is actually a good one to do on auto, just because you want to make sure that, because this is where you need to do a quest. There's a quest you have to run stage 15, and you have to run it on auto, I believe. So this is actually good that we're doing 15. So you can see that even though they're the wrong affinity, they should still be able to do it. All right. If they miss a turn meter reduction, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. It just means that the boss is going to get another turn and the fight's going to take longer. Luckily for you guys, it doesn't matter if this fight takes a little bit longer. Apothecary can heal. Everybody in here's got some extra hits that are pretty cool. You got Crimson Slayer with a 3-hitter. She's going to waste it on doing Flowing Sword because she's dumb. But there you go, Apothecary. So now we'll be able to get the shield down because everyone should use their 3-hitters, which is actually why Valerie could be a little rough in here. Having another hero that does 3 hits might be better, but Valerie's good for lower end hero teams because it'll keep you guys alive longer. All right. Now, if you don't need that to stay alive because you're getting the turn meter down so fast, then you don't need Valerie. You can just pick and literally anyone else to do damage here, and hopefully somebody with a turn meter. You could bring in Elfguard, but Valerie's good because she has the shield, which actually helps you get through the waves, because the waves in this fight are actually harder than the boss. The boss himself isn't even that bad. But as you're going to see, these guys just handle it. Like, they don't have a problem with this. They can get through it. And if you're building these heroes, you're going to have no trouble getting through these dungeons eventually. All right, everybody. And the funny thing is I know that these are stronger than normal, but once again, it's like you guys really just have to understand that this game it's a long game. I mean, it took me a year and a half to get to the point where I can literally just show you guys this stuff. We're like, it's a joke. Like, literally, like, this fight is a joke to me now. Like, I don't even need to think about it. All right. But that's because I put the time in and I played the game for a long time and I leveled up my heroes. You know what I mean? So don't expect this to be, next month. This is basically you guys knowing that there's heroes out there that can beat these dungeons and get you through it. So if you're having trouble and you're like, oh, it's because I don't have this. It's like, well, no, it's not because you don't have that legendary hero. All right. It's because you're not using the correct heroes for the job. All right. This game's all about the correct heroes for the job. And this team is the correct heroes for the job. All right. They can get you through the fight. No one's going to die. Everyone's going to win. And then, like I said, I'll show you how they're built now once we're done with this fight. There is another team you could use. I'll just show it to you. We're not going to actually run it. I've shown it too many times in a lot of videos, so you definitely will more than likely have seen it. But there you go. They take it down. Turn meter is good. They can make it so you don't have to worry about heal reduction, and they do great. All right, Soulbond, you got to summon. Crimson, you got to summon. Everyone. Oh, Apothecary, you got to summon. Valerie and Armiger, you do not. So this is the most unacquirable team, which is funny because it's not even unacquirable. This is literally the hardest team to acquire out of all of them because you have 3 heroes that you have to summon for. Every single other team, you only need either none or 2. So there you go. We got through it. Other team, edit. Any poisoners, all right? You can literally pull all these guys out and bring in all your poisoners. So here we go. Let's go through all our rare poisoners that you can use. We can bring in him. If you really want, you can bring her, but we're not going to bring her. We've got Grave Chill. We've got Frozen Banshee. Who else is good in here? Hyria. Where is she? Hyria is good in here. Literally any poisoners, and you just run through the boss in like 2 seconds. Here, let's just run it. We're already in the video, right? We might as well just do it. I don't know why I don't show it. And this team is based on sheer power, all right? Sheer power and poison. That's all this team cares about. There's nothing else, all right? As long as they can make it through. You might need another shielder. Like, it would be probably good to maybe bring Spirit Host in here if you wanted to stop you from getting killed. If you're weaker, I would just take Hyria out maybe. I mean, actually, Hyria I would probably leave in just because she is really good at getting the shield down faster. But I don't feel like this team specifically needs it. But yeah, honestly, it doesn't matter. Frozen Banshee is the only one I wouldn't pull out. The other 2, you could pull out, and it's fine. You'll still be able to beat this. But if you're weaker, just bring in a healer. Bring Valerie. Bring Spirit Hosts, because she can make it. You either bring Spirit Hosts to get more attack and kill things faster, or you bring Valerie to keep you alive longer. Whatever you need more of. Probably Spirit Host is more if you want to speed up the run, because she can make you do more damage. So there we go. Speed up. Now you're going to see that shield basically just melt. Done. It's already gone. And now everybody just puts up a bunch of poisons as fast as possible. All right. Extra turns because I have some good gear. But if you don't have extra gear, yeah, you're just going to see a ton of poisons popping up. Look at all those poisons. And then he just drops HP. So you don't even need heal reduction. You literally just poison the crap out of this guy until he is dead. All right, that she got some extra turns. Relentless sets in the beginning are very important, by the way. Get as many relentless sets from tournaments as you can in the beginning, because it gets very hard to acquire those sets later on when you're fighting, whales and stuff. Just a little side note there, by the way. I honestly haven't gotten a new relentless set in like probably 6-7 months. I don't even remember the last time I got one, because I just can't beat I can't beat the people that are in the tournaments. Well, I can. I just don't want. I don't have that kind of time and patience. But in the beginning, I was able to do it easily. There you go. Look at that. Poisoned to death. All right. So that works too. You can do whatever you want in this fight. As long as you got poisoners that can do damage, you are good to go. All right, so that's all the basic dungeons of the game. Let's get out of here. We don't need to dig deep into these. I have videos on each one of the spirit keeps. Each one of the keeps. You can go watch those underneath my dungeon guides, and you will see those if you're having trouble in them. There's not much really to talk about there outside of just leveling your heroes up and making them not die. All right, get out of here. We don't want any of your free stuff, sir. That's not free, actually. That was money. All right, so let's look at the heroes and what we've got going on. Let's get out of the legendary stuff. Here we go. All right, so heroes we use. Apothecary. We've got him mainly in speed. That's all you need on him. Speed and defense. Get him defensed out. All right, we leveled up his skills. We did all that stuff. Obviously, their masteries are done. This is a little bit of an advanced game, but that's the direction you want to go on. I'm not going to dig too deep into each hero. I just want you guys to kind of see what kind of gear they have, so you don't think that I'm like rocking, the best legendary gear. I do have some reasonably good gear. I've been playing for a while, but I'm not using anything that's amazing. All right, that's all I'm saying. It's all stuff that you can get. But yeah, he's just speed and defense. That's all you really need on him. And yeah, push it forward. And you've got Spirit Host, who's in the bolster set. You can put her in a shield set. It works just as good. I had her in the shield set for honestly probably the first 5-6 months of the game. So don't think that you have to have bolster. Bolster's for more advanced stuff. Once you get bolster, you're going to be really, really shocked at how long she can survive. And I mean, we beat what is it, Bommel with just her at the end. So kind of nice. But yeah, she's all maxed out again, mostly Phantom Touch. And then there's her masteries if you want to see them. We've got War Maiden, who's now in all speed. In the beginning, she was in all attack. So the attack set that you get right from the beginning of the game, I did put her in that. And then eventually just kind of started swapping out pieces for more attack and, 5, 6 star, 4 and 5 star gear. And then we just happened to get more speed stuff. And I was trying to speed tune my team for Arena. And yeah, so now that's what she's in now, is all speed. And her skills are all maxed as well. We've got her masteries here. You can kind of check them out. Pretty nifty. Then we've got Grave Chill, who's once again, like I said, Relentless. It's on these two. Relentless is great for these two for a clan boss. This is why I said it's really important that you guys get your Relentless set in the beginning of the game. Even if it's just a 5-star set that's purple. I actually had, I think, 2 or 3 Relentless sets that were purple that I actually sold off or have on another hero. I think I might have one on someone else. But either way, these guys are both in Relentless because we want them to attack more often and as many times as we can. That's great for their kits, and it has helped me tremendously. All right, all their skills are maxed, and they have the same masteries. This is literally the same mastery setup that I have for her. See? It's literally identical. All right, you can't even tell. All right, same exact thing, because that's how we used them, was in Clan Boss, and both of them have their skills maxed, and both of them are in Relentless. And I think she has just attack maybe, but yeah, they're built reasonable. They're okay. Kale, he's in the lifesteal set that we had from the beginning of the game, and then as we went on, we upgraded them to these pieces that I got from farming or doing quests and whatever. And then we put speed instead of the ignore defense on his weapon and shield, and that's because we wanted him to go faster, because his speed still is honestly trash. If I rebuilt him now, he'd be over 200. So yeah, skills maxed. Those are his masteries down to War Master. Yeah, other than that, not much to talk about there. Valerie, these are her masteries. Same thing, War Master and HP and healing and all that other stuff. Her skills are maxed. It's great. And we have her in Bolster as well now. You could put, like I said, put her in HP. It's fine. I mean, I still have her in the HP set that I had from the beginning. Look at this. This is not the beginning, like the beginning, but like early game. We got this, I think you get this from a quest, but we have a speed HP boot and an HP chest. So yeah, so this is all new. Everything else here is pretty whatever. I mean, we got a green, what is this, HP amulet. We've got 25% chance to change a critical hit into a normal hit, which is good for keeping her alive. And we've got resistance on the banner. But yeah, you can easily just put her in a shield set or a regen set or just HP. Literally just flat HP all day. Or you can do faction wars and you can craft resilience gear. Whatever you can get her in to keep her alive. because she can put up her own shield, so it doesn't really matter. Who else is in here that we use? Let's see. We've got Diabolist, who was actually in speed gear for the beginning of the game, and now we have her in a stun set because we want to use that to kind of stun things and keep her a little more effective with crowd control. So yeah, she is in speed set. You can get some of that stuff for later on. This set, although it is stone skin, right? It's not. It's literally only there for speed. The only bonus we're getting from Stone Skin right now is the 20 resist and 15% HP. You can get that from literally a set. So it was just a set that I happened to have that worked with her. So I put it on her, and that's it. So there's no Stone Skin on her. There's nothing like that. Like, it's literally just 2 pieces of gear that gave her a little bit of stat. You can get 40 resist from, what is that, resistance set. There you go. And that'll give you also, I think, plus 10 defense or something. I forgot which one it was from Doom Tower, whatever it is. But those things, either way, you can get them. That's the point. And it's not a crazy set. Her skills are maxed, and then here's her masteries, just so you can see what we set her up for. We set her up for stunning. That's really what we want, and staying alive. That's it. That's all we want from her. Otherwise, she is good. All of my starters are in lifesteal. So lifesteal, lifesteal, lifesteal. All right, so every single one of them, they'll all do the job exactly the same way as Kale, except for the poison, obviously, from the Fire Knight. But yeah, you just set them all up exactly the same way. Crit rate, and if you have enough crit rate on your gear, you put crit damage on the glove, and just get them as much damage as possible. Put them in lifesteal, they're going to heal themselves back up. Soulbond Boyer, boom, there you go. A lot of lifesteal, all lifesteal, always lifesteal on these guys, especially because the dungeons are harder in the beginning. You want to keep your heroes alive. Skills maxed, masteries down to War Master, a little bit of accuracy, kind of nice. Otherwise, pretty basic build. Same thing for Crimson Slayer. She's got a 4-star chest. All right, so yeah, if you were wondering, and 4-star boots. So if you were wondering if I'm like going crazy with gear, not all my heroes are built like crazy. All right, they might look it, but they're not. Lifesteal again, she's great for lifesteal skills, all maxed, and we have her masteries down to War Master and some accuracy stuff over here as well if you wanted to see that. But yeah, she's probably my least built hero, and she's still my favorite. She's actually on my stage 25 Fire Knight team. So in her current state, I use her in stage 25, and we win every time. Well, not every time. I think it was one time we lost, and it was on stream. It was a sad day in my life. All right. Who else did we use? Anyone else here? Conqueror. He's in garbage. We put him in a poison set. All right. Literally garbage. We did it because we want the attack. That's it. Say when you look here. We just wanted this attack really high. 41, and his crit rate's 83, and his crit damage is 147. All right. That's why we put him in this poison set. It was a set I had on my clan boss hero, and I took it off to put Relentless on him. AKA, what's her name? Grave Chill. And yeah, so now we have poison set on Conqueror. Whatever. It's what I had. He does a ton of damage. It works. He's got 39,000 power weak. But yeah, he works. And then we've got our other few heroes here that are nice. Wait, did I pass them? Here we go. Zephyr, also in lifesteal. Once again, lifesteal is going to be your savior. A little bit of defense stuff and some green crap. She's only 43,000 power, which is not too crazy for my account. Still crazy if you're new, obviously. Mastery is all the way down to War Master and some defensive stuff. Basically just trying to keep her alive, counterattacks, crap like that. And then you've got Mr. Armiger, who's my lowest power hero, I think, out of my level 60s. And he is in a regen set that you get. I think I got that from either a quest. I think it was from a quest. I don't really remember. It could have been from, from Death Knight. When Death Knight came into the game, I might have gotten it there. Because I think he got a regen set with him. So I think part of it is from there. Not all of it, just part of it. Because as you can see, we have a blue helmet. So I did pull some from farming. And then we have accuracy on him. He's in green artifacts. And he's got his freaking banner here. Which is what? Accuracy? Yeah, accuracy. He's got very low stats right now. Like, his defense is trash. Like 29 compared to my other heroes. I think my, here, look at Zephyr's. Just to kind of give you an idea. Her defense is 4,600. Just to kind of give you an idea how bad I built Armiger comparative to my Zephyr. So yeah, they work. That's all I'm saying is they work in their current builds. Get them going, get them moving, and I think you guys will enjoy it. Or you can go forge this guy. No, I just wanted to pull him up because it was funny. All right, so I'm gonna leave you guys with the doggo. There you go, Mr. Doggo Hellfang. Actually, no, we're gonna leave you with the other doggo because he's much cooler. He's a much cooler way to go out because he's a lot stronger. There you go. This is my hound spawn, in case you guys were looking at a hound spawn. So basically, what have we learned? You can get a bunch of heroes together. You can beat these dungeons. You don't need any special legendaries. You just need to think about the fights. If you have any questions about any of the dungeons or my specific heroes or builds, I do have Champion Spotlight videos on every single one of these heroes in my Champion Spotlight playlist. I also have every single one of these dungeons. I have an early game guide. I think it's stages 1 to 20. Quick overview guides. I have dungeon guides. I have late game dungeon guides. I have hard mode dungeon things that I've done. So you can just check out the dungeon playlist, and there's a lot of stuff in there you can see. And if you have any questions, I mean, just leave a comment. I'm always here to answer questions, and I know a lot of the people that watch this channel, they also station. What am I? 75? Who watch this radio station? Anyone who watches this channel, a lot of them are pretty good, and they'll at least answer questions if I'm not around to answer it over a certain period of time. So feel free to leave your comments, and always like, share, subscribe. It's great for the channel. You help us grow. We have live streams every week now, once a week. We'll be streaming Raid, God's Raid, and possibly some weird new game that I'm messing around with that's really fun and stupid. But otherwise, yeah, that's it for today. This is the early game dungeons and some easy to acquire heroes and teams to beat them. This is Mobile Gamer Nerd, and you guys take care.